Right now, most people would separate these movements. Squats on one day, carries on another. Maybe hangs at the end if there's time left. That's the modern approach. Compartmentalized. Fragmented. But your body was never designed to operate in fragments. It was built to flow from one demand to another without resetting in between. Here's where it gets interesting. Instead of treating these as isolated drills, we start layering them. Begin with a deep squat hold for 30 seconds. Stand up with control. Immediately pick up your weights and move into a slow farmer's carry for 30 meters. Set them down. Walk directly to a bar and hang for 20 seconds. Then drop to the ground and crawl forward and backward for 30 seconds. That's one round. No rush. No chaos. Just controlled transitions. What you're doing here is teaching your nervous system to maintain tension under shifting conditions. From grounded to upright. From static to dynamic. From vertical load to horizontal load. Most people lose strength not because they're weak, but because they can't transition between positions smoothly. You might not realize this, but strength that doesn't transfer is limited strength. Coaches often recommend resting 1 to 2 minutes between rounds. Focus on quality movement. 3 to 5 rounds is more than enough. Now here's the hidden mistake that stops progress. People treat this like cardio. They chase exhaustion instead of control. They move faster as they fatigue. Form breaks down. Tension disappears. Slow is powerful. Your ancestors did not sprint through every task. They conserved energy. They used precision. Try this challenge. On your next round, move even slower than you think you should. Notice how much harder it becomes. That's tension. That's control. And in a moment, I'll show you how to intensify this without adding more weight. But first, we need to talk about pushing. Modern programs often overemphasize pressing heavy weight on a bench. Lying down. Back supported. Stable surface. But real-world strength rarely happens lying on your back. The ancestral pushing pattern starts with the ground. Push-ups. Not rushed. Not half reps, full range. Hands under shoulders. Body straight. Lower with control. Pause just above the floor. Press up while maintaining tension through your core and glutes. If standard push-ups are too easy, slow them down. 4 seconds down. 1 second pause. 2 seconds up. Time under tension changes everything. Experts agree that controlled tempo increases muscular demand without needing extra load. And it forces your body to stay aligned. The mistake most people make? Letting their hips sag or their elbows flare too wide. That shifts stress away from the chest and shoulders and compromises stability. Keep your elbows at about 45 degrees. Brace your midsection as if someone is about to lightly tap your stomach. Now here's where it gets primal. After your set of push-ups, don't stand up. Transition directly into a bear crawl. Keep your hands planted. Lift your knees slightly. Move forward 5 steps. Back 5 steps. Feel the difference? Your shoulders are already fatigued. Your core is under pressure. Now you're demanding stability in motion. This layering builds what many coaches call usable strength. The kind that holds up when your body is tired. But we're still missing something critical. Pulling from the ground. Your ancestors didn't just carry and hang. They lifted uneven loads. Stones. Logs. Awkward shapes. This is where sandbags or odd objects come in. Place a sandbag on the ground. Hinge at your hips. Grip it tightly. Pull it into your lap. Stand up with it hugged against your chest. That hugging position is key. It forces your upper back to engage. It challenges your breathing. It teaches your core to brace while compressed. Lower it back down with control. This is often called a ground-to-shoulder or ground-to-chest lift, and it builds total body coordination. The common mistake here is rounding the lower back aggressively. Keep your spine neutral. Hinge first, then pull. Many trainers suggest starting with moderate weight and focusing on smooth mechanics before increasing load. Now imagine this sequence: ground to chest lift, carry, push-ups, crawl, hang. 5 movements. Every major muscle working. But more importantly, every movement pattern connected. This is where most gym programs fall short. They build isolated power but not integrated strength. And here's the psychological shift. When you train this way, you stop thinking about muscles. You start thinking about capability. Can you lift something from the ground? Can you carry it across space? Can you stabilize your body while pushing and pulling? That mindset changes everything. But there's one more layer that separates average strength from resilient strength. Isometric holds. Holding positions under tension without movement. Deep squat hold. Active hang. Top of push-up plank. Bottom of a carry before walking. In a moment, I'll show you how to turn these holds into a strength multiplier that challenges your connective tissue and mental focus at the same time. And this next layer is where most people quit too early. Before we go there, if you're finding value in this and you want more practical strength systems like this, make sure to subscribe now. Because the final section brings all of this together into the most complete ancestral strength circuit in this entire series. And that final combination changes the way you think about training entirely. Now we bring everything together. Most people train movement. Very few train positions. And almost no one trains transitions between positions under tension. That's the missing link. If you can control your body in the in-between moments, your strength becomes resilient. Stable. Reliable. Not just in perfect conditions, but under pressure. This final method is the foundation. The most complete ancestral sequence in this entire system. And it's deceptively simple. It's called the Primal Flow Circuit. No machines. No complicated programming. Just movement layered with intention. Here's how it works. Start standing tall with a sandbag or any moderately heavy object at your feet. Hinge down. Grip it tight. Pull it to your chest. Stand fully upright. Pause for 2 seconds. Feel your feet gripping the floor. Feel your core brace. Now walk. 20 controlled steps. Slow. Stable. No rushing. Set the weight down with control. Immediately drop into a deep squat hold. 30 seconds. Breathe slowly. Chest tall. Heels grounded. From that squat, place your hands on the floor and step back into a push-up. Lower slowly. Pause just above the ground. Press up with control. Without standing, lift your knees into a bear crawl. Move forward 5 steps. Back 5 steps. From there, rise carefully and move to a pull-up bar. Active hang. 20 to 30 seconds. Shoulder blades slightly engaged. Core tight. That is 1 round. And here's what makes this powerful. There are no breaks between patterns. Only controlled transitions. Your body is constantly reorganizing. From lift to carry. From grounded to upright. From push to crawl. From crawl to hang. This trains strength in context. Experts agree that strength carries over best when it is practiced across varied positions. Your nervous system learns to maintain stability even when fatigued. But here's the hidden layer most people miss. Tempo. If you rush this, it becomes conditioning. If you slow it down, it becomes structural strength. 4 seconds to lift. 2-second pause at the top. Slow, deliberate steps. 3-second descent on push-ups. Controlled crawling. Time under tension transforms everything. You might feel your grip starting to fade halfway through the round. Your shoulders may tremble in the hang. Your legs might burn in the squat. That's where most people stop. But this is where composure is built. Stay calm. Breathe through your nose. Focus on alignment. Keep the quality high. Coaches often recommend starting with just 3 rounds. Rest 2 minutes between each. As your capacity improves, you can gradually add a 4th or 5th round. Do not chase exhaustion. Chase precision. Now here's the common mistake that undermines this entire system. Adding too much weight too soon. Ancestral strength is not about proving something. It's about building something that lasts. Start lighter than your ego wants. Master control. Then progress slowly. You'll notice something subtle over time. Your posture improves without you thinking about it. Your grip feels stronger when carrying groceries. Your movements feel smoother, more connected. That's integrated strength. And there's one more variation that makes this even more powerful. Uneven loading. Instead of carrying weight in both hands, hold it on one side. A single kettlebell. A single sandbag on one shoulder. Now your core must resist rotation. Your hips must stabilize. Your stride becomes intentional. Switch sides each round. This asymmetry builds balance and real-world resilience. But don't overlook recovery between rounds. Stand tall. Shake out your hands. Breathe deeply. Let your heart rate settle. Strength is built in the quality of effort, not the chaos of fatigue. Here's your challenge. Run this Primal flow circuit twice per week. On another day, focus only on isometric mastery. Long squat holds. Extended hangs. Plank variations. Build your foundation. And if you want to amplify everything you've learned today, the next skill to develop is grip strength. Your hands are the gateway to total body tension. When your grip improves, your carries improve. Your lifts improve. Your hangs become stronger. In the next video, we'll break down a minimalist grip training system that directly multiplies your ancestral strength foundation. Because when your hands become unbreakable, your entire body follows. Until then, move with intention. Train with control. Build strength that feels natural. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Most people think you need machines, perfect programs, and a climate-controlled gym to build real strength. You don't. Your body was built to lift, crawl, carry, and climb long before barbells ever existed. And if you stay with me until the end, I'm going to show you the most complete ancestral strength method that ties all of this together in a way most modern routines completely miss. We've been sold the idea that strength is complicated. Split routines. Fancy equipment. Endless isolation. But your body does not understand leg day or chest day. It understands movement. It understands tension. It understands survival patterns that are still wired into your nervous system right now. Trainers suggest that the most transferable strength comes from movements that train the body as a unit. Not as separate parts, but as a coordinated system. That's where ancestral training begins. The first pattern is simple. Squat. But not the shallow, rushed version most people do between sets. I'm talking about a deep, grounded squat. Feet flat. Hips below knees. Spine tall. Arms reaching forward or resting lightly inside your knees. This is not just an exercise. This is a resting position your ancestors used daily. Lower yourself slowly. Control the descent. Pause at the bottom. Breathe through your nose. Hold for 30 to 60 seconds. Stand up with control. Seems too simple, right? That's the trap. Most people rush this movement. They bounce. They let their heels lift. They collapse their chest. and they turn one of the most powerful strength builders into a knee strain. Experts agree that controlled deep squatting builds strength in the hips, glutes, quads, and even the ankles. But more importantly, it teaches your body stability under load. It reconnects your lower body to your core. You might not realize this, but your ability to generate force starts from the ground. If your feet and hips are weak, everything above them leaks power. And in a moment, I'll show you how to turn this simple squat into a full body strength drill that challenges even experienced lifters. But first, we need to move closer to the ground. The second ancestral pattern is crawling. Before you dismiss it, try this. Get down on all fours. Hands under shoulders. Knees under hips. Lift your knees just 1 inch off the floor. Hold for 30 seconds. Feel that? Your shoulders are working. Your core is firing. Your hips are stabilizing. And your brain is focused. Crawling is one of the most neurologically demanding strength patterns there is. It links opposite limbs together. Right arm, left leg. Left arm, right leg. That crossbody pattern builds coordination and raw tension at the same time. Now begin to move forward slowly. Small steps. Keep your hips low. Keep your spine neutral. Move with control, not speed. The mistake most people make here is rushing. They treat it like conditioning. They forget it's strength training. Slow crawling builds tension. Fast crawling builds fatigue. Right now, we want tension. Coaches often recommend starting with 20 to 40 seconds per set. Focus on quality. Build up gradually. Here's what makes crawling powerful: it trains your shoulders to stabilize under shifting load. It teaches your core to resist rotation. It forces your hips to stay engaged. And it builds grip strength without you even thinking about it. But crawling alone isn't enough. Your ancestors didn't just move close to the ground. They carried things. Heavy things. The third pattern is the carry. Pick up something heavy. It could be dumbbells, kettlebells, sandbags, even loaded buckets. Stand tall. Shoulders back. Core tight. Walk slowly. This is called a farmer's carry. And it might be the most honest strength test there is. No mirrors. No machines. Just you and the weight. Walk 20 to 40 meters. Set it down. Rest. Repeat. The hidden mistake here? Letting your shoulders slump forward. When that happens, you're no longer training strength. You're training compensation. Trainers suggest thinking about crushing the handles with your hands. That simple cue lights up your forearms, tightens your upper back, and reinforces full body tension. You might notice something interesting. Your breathing changes. Your posture improves. Your steps become deliberate. That's because loaded carries force your body to organize itself under stress. They demand alignment. And in the next section, I'm going to show you how to combine squats and carries into a primal complex that builds strength without a single machine. But before we go there, there's one pattern modern programs almost completely ignore. Hanging. Find a sturdy pull-up bar. Grab it. Hang. That's it. Dead hang for 20 to 40 seconds. You'll feel your grip working immediately. But more importantly, your shoulders begin to decompress. Your lats engage. Your core tightens to prevent swinging. Most people skip hanging because it feels basic. Or because they can't hold for long. That's exactly why it matters. Start small. Build gradually. Many coaches recommend multiple short sets instead of one long struggle. The common mistake is passive hanging with completely relaxed shoulders. Instead, think about gently pulling your shoulder blades down and back. Active hang. Controlled tension. Your ancestors climbed. They reached. They pulled their body weight through space. Hanging is the gateway back to that strength. Now imagine this: deep squat, slow crawl, heavy carry, active hang. 4 patterns. No machines. No complex programming. But we're not done. Because the way you combine these determines whether you build average strength or something far more functional. And in a moment, I'll show you how to layer tension in a way that challenges your entire body without adding more exercises.